Good evening, everyone. It's that time again. It sure does come round fast. It's round 4 of the Premier Series here tonight. Starting off with the Challenger split, as always. Tonight, though, we're racing around Hockenheimring, sponsored by Griffin Gaming. "12 races around the world, around the internet. Yep, so round 4, Germany. Let's have a quick look at the driver standings for the Challenger split. So we've got Connor Peltmans leading at the moment. Alex Cochran in second for Virgin Racing with 37 points, and Columba Crucifier in third with 29. And the championship standings for the teams now. Team Canada running away with 60 points in second. I say running away. In second, Griffin Gaming Red trailing with 1 point. Octan, though, in third, not too far behind. Octan Porsche, 55 points. How about we have a quick hot lap around this wonderful German renovated track. You might notice it's a bit dark as Alex was out late last night setting this hot one. Braking just after the 100-meter board. And now it's flat out along the DRS straight. Braking into the next hairpin now. Again, just before the 50-meter board. Full acceleration. You want to swing the car to the right. And brake into the next hairpin. Clipping it nicely. The track looking very lovely at the moment. With blue and white livery around it. Into the stadium section now. It's all about just trying to keep it together as the track gets narrower. That last corner there, the penultimate corner, will catch a lot of drivers out, especially in qualifying. As that's it. As we quickly head into the qualifying session now with just over 5 minutes to go. So predictions tonight: Connor Peltman's looking very strong. Jordy Lois not too far behind him. Newcomer Brave Dave on the scene to try and pick up some vital points as well. But it's Alex Cochran, I think, is the one to watch. He hasn't been performing as he should be the last couple of races, but I'm sure he'll be back on form as he was in Australia. So I quickly change. Apologies for the downtime as the simulator is loading, but a few thoughts as we head into the race from the crowd. Davabro says, "I'm not racing, so I must watch." He's excited to join us tonight. Vermin Racing wishing 888 good luck. Hopefully we'll get some good racing on, as we'll hopefully catch the dying moments of qualifying. So Connor Peltman's currently the fastest at the moment. With a let's have a look at the lap times. 1:12.6. Geordie Lewis not far off the pace. The 1:12.7. We're running with Alex Cochrane at the moment, who is apparently on his out lap. So I think they're all about to embark on their out lap, to be honest. Be surprised if anyone isn't now. Last winner here obviously was in the master split. Connor Peltman's won last time out in the Team Canada Canadian Grand Prix. I say his fastest lap time was a 1:12. I didn't believe it. Currently off the pace at the moment. He's gained a lot of time there in the second sector as he's entering the third now. Doesn't sound like the car like that, but he's up on his time. He's found a bit of time in the stadium sector. Can he hold on to it? As it wants to escape him, the car. Oh, and he has! Oh, he has! He was battling the car too much for the time there. It escaped him as we run with Stephen Fox now. And that's the end of qualifying. Stephen loses the car over the painful curbs there. Columbia doesn't improve on his time. Stephen Troma doesn't seem to be able to improve on his time either. Bull goes 8th fastest. Stoyan 6th. People still on their laps? Yeah, I assume that would be the end of qualifying. So that's Connor Peltman's with a 1:12.6. He wasn't able to improve on his fastest time, but Geordie wasn't able to beat him. Wasn't far off with his previous lap. Alex Cochrane came close with 3rd. Knocking Dave down to 4th. Does it still say Brave Dave? He hasn't changed his name. Son of a gun. Stephen Troma, Master Reserve, reserve driver for Octan. Newcomer in the Challenger split. Settling for 5th fastest. You can see that majority of the drivers have opted for the soft tyre in the top 10 except for Stephen Fox, who's gone for the medium. That'll be an interesting choice. But surprisingly, Peltman not going fastest. Helpman going fastest again. That's surprising. I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my own words. All this excitement. As the drivers line up on the grid. A nice full grid here tonight. A lot of newcomers. And there's contact between two drivers there. Oh, and there's a bit of a mess at the back there, oh dear. Oh no, there's a lot of people spinning out, but there's a lot of argy-bargy going on, but people are seeming to keep it together. So quickly just get that out of the way. Alex Cochrane. Oh no, oh no, someone's spinning out the hairpin. Oh, that's not what we want to see on the first lap. A lot of unnecessary contact. People getting ahead of themselves maybe. Dave Brave is up to third. Dave Ball not far behind him. A lot of cars bunched up, especially after that start. Cyprian Stoyan still in 7th. In fact, I think he dropped down a position. Let's see if he can gain here up the inside. It's a long straight though. Can he stay ahead? As Heppener looks for a move down the inside. Has he got it done? Cyprian braking late. Can he get the car turned? I think he can. Well done, he's up to 6th. Alex Cochrane even jumps him. Alex taking the bumpy way. Helpman going fastest with a 1:16.3, but Geordie goes even faster with a 15.4. The other Team Canada driver though is struggling in 13th as he goes wide into turn 1 and ends up in 14th. Mike Thompson pits. Again, Alex stuck behind Cyprian. Obviously, we know he's got a bit of front wing damage there from the first lap. Oh, what happened there? Hey, they're still together. I'm glad we catch these beautiful moments. I wonder what's going on. Nils Fischer racing for Team Dusty Sandbaggers. Unfortunately, they haven't got a livery ready for him. Makes his way up into 8th. Beautiful overtake there as I think Heppener outbreaks himself. These two will be battling for a while, looks like it. As Troma, it looks like Troma was the one who got caught out there on lap 1. Dave Bull there, letting Stoyan pass. There was a nice move there. What I like to see is a team boss, these drivers working together. I don't know what happened to Dave Bull. He's found himself in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Best of lucks to him as Dave is catching up to Geordie. Hartman going fastest with a 1:14.8. That last lap. Geordie, unfortunately, with a 1:16, so he was slower that last lap. These drivers will have DRS now. Obviously, we're on lap 5 out of 39. You've just joined us. Pole sitter Pelkman is still in first. Geordie Lewis in second. Dave Brave is up to third. Columba in fourth. Stoyan my boy, in fifth. Alex Cochran in sixth. And my other boy, David Bull, in seventh. It's a good run for the Octan boys. Owen! Oh, Cochran's pitted. I was wondering what happened there. Cochran's pitted and David Bull is up to 6th with that. Nils Fischer in 7th. I think that damage was holding him back from his true potential, unfortunately. Karlisk also pitting. So a lot of these drivers making these calls now. Unfortunately, that lap did affect a lot of drivers. Worth noting that Alex Cochran has put on the medium softs. So has Karlisk. Who else? Who else pitted? I think Thomas Marshall might have pitted. I'm not too sure. Obviously, chat, you know, if you are keeping track of your drivers or any drivers in particular, more than welcome to hear the tyre strategies. Speaking of which, why don't we have a look? So a lot of drivers will be predicted to come into the pits between lap 8 and 14. They're opting for the one stop. I don't think that's updated. I'll be honest. Is that the one we wanted? Yes. That's the master split one, I think. Even that one I don't think is up to date. Anyway, this one. They'll be pitting on lap 10, I think, majority of the drivers. And if they can keep those tyres going, they'll maybe push them to lap 14 if they're opting for the one stop. But I believe a lot of the drivers will not be opting for that one stop. Crucifier getting close to Dave now. That minor setback at lap 1, I think, is he's slowly putting up with it, getting used to the car. Dave holds on for the time being. So yeah, where were we? On the 2 stop. Yeah, so maybe we'll see a soft, medium, medium. Maybe soft, even soft, medium, soft as well. Who knows? It's all up in the air. Nils Fischer on the rear of the bull. Fischer is trying to fish in some bull, as Alex Cochran is eyeing up 10th. The bull is coming into a danger zone here though, as Nils, a very experienced driver, bull will know this. Nils with DRS is going to be very dangerous. How easy is this going to be? Goes down the inside. And he's got the job done. He's up into 6th. What can Bull do? Bit of a twitch there from Bull as he enters the apex. Nils is away though. Better traction out of that corner. Crucifier still chasing Dave. How brave is Dave? We'll find out. Game sound is low. This isn't a game, mate. This is reality. Virtual reality. As Dave does a bit of drifting out of that corner. How loud do you want it? Is that loud enough? Do you want tinnitus? Because I'll give you tinnitus. Can you still hear me? Columba going for a move there. Can he make it stick? No, Dave has still got the upper hand. And he gets good traction out of the hairpin. Another one going for a move though. Not quite close enough. And not as interesting because this one's for a podium position. Dave going a bit wide there. I say Dave, I meant Crucifier. Dave gets away this time as Columba opts for the pits on lap 11. How will the rest of the guys react to that is the question. Sipper and Stoyan not that far behind Dave. He could be on the podium tonight. Justin Cormier also pits. Crucifier comes out in 7th. A lot of people say that's it. The predictions were right. People are pitting. The predictions never lie. Of traffic for this guy as he comes out of the pits. Bull pits. Now Crucify's up to 6th. Fresh air for him. Let's see if he can now lay down the law. As Pickone spins. Pick one. Pick one. Pickone. All eyes on Stoyan and Brave Dave. These guys need to really kind of hone in those lap times now. Let's see. What's Columba doing? His last lap was a 1:31, obviously, because he pitted. Stoyan pits. Dave stays out. The madman. What? What was that? What was that? Mike Thompson disconnected from the server. Oh no. Stoyan, what happened? What happened? No. What did we just witness? Oh, Stoyan's not gonna be happy with that. As Nils Fischer overtakes Lois, what did we just witness? I'm sorry for the attention being diverted off track for a second there, but the curiosity got the better of me. As Brave Dave is in first position, what's going on? What? I'm guessing Peltmans might have pitted. what? Did anyone else keep track of what happened? Brave Dave stays out another lap. Obviously, why not? Because he's brave after all. Peltmans on the mediums, as we can see. Nils Fischer behind him. Dave set on 1:17.6 last lap, so he's not exactly on the pace, seeing as his best lap was a 1:15. He will be considering maybe pitting this lap unless he is feeling brave. Oh, Nils gets on the dirty stuff. Brave Dave never pits. As Nils Fischer comes into the pits, as also does Brave Dave, obviously. I guess logic and reason got the better of him, and Peltmans is back on the top spot. Alex Cochrane up into 5th now. We're going long on those mediums, I suspect. Longer than he probably wants to, at least. Sipper and Stoyan finds himself in 8th position after that pit. Not where he wanted to be, considering he was probably battling for 3rd. Alex Cochrane gaining on Dave now with the RS opening. Stoyan find himself behind Bull once again. I think Bull is just going to leave the door open for him. Yep. I'm not eating anything now. I actually... It's a long night, okay? I'm going to be streaming both races. All I'm saying is that I'm going to reserve my energy. I had a nice quinoa salad with some sweet potato mash. It was lovely. But I'm not going to go all David Croft and off on a tangent about what I had to eat last night and whatnot. Alex Cochrane now gaining on Dave. Oh, who spin that there? Who had a bit of a wobbly moment in the background there? I think it's Picone, is it? Or Fox? One of the two anyway. Both drivers caught behind one another. Oh, Alex getting close there between Dave, but nice switcheroo there, and he makes it past him. Dave won't be happy about that. Onwards and upwards for Alex. Let's see if he can get the podium tonight. Oh, Tim Marshall, what happened? Tom Marshall. Oh, Nils Fischer, what's happened? He's facing the wrong way. Get back on track, mate. Crucifier is gaining on Lewis. It's going to be a long battle by the looks of things. Looking at the lap times, Columba was fastest last lap by 4/10 in fact. Columba goes for a move down the inside, but does Lewis have him closed off? He does. Oh, what happened? Why did we miss that? How did we miss that? So, as always, Columba's up. I think there was a bit of argy-bargy there. It just showed up on the events. I think Crucifier might have forced his way around Lewis. Going deep there, that's not going to help him. Crucifier with DRS from the back mark by the looks of things. Stephen Tromer find himself behind Nils Fischer there. Nils having a bit of a wobbly woo-woo earlier. Hope his confidence is back in order. As Lewis is now on the rear of the Crucifier, who crucified Lewis this time last lap. We're not switching to another battle just yet. As much as I want to, because there's definitely something going on over here. Look at these guys, look at these guys, who do I focus on? Back and forth between these two. Lewis was fastest last lap. Thomas Marshall spun again. Oh dear! How is that going to affect these guys? Lewis has DRS this time round. He's too far this time. Dave Brave. Look at Alex Cochran. Oh, Crucifier spun! Crucifier spun! Alex Cochran's up into third. Dave Brave is up into fourth. Whoa, the Crucifier, the pressure got to him and he just floored out the hairpin and ended the wrong way. Look, I'm getting crucified myself for apparently missing all the important bits. When like there's so many things going on, how am I supposed to keep track of it all? How am I supposed to know that Crucifier is going to spin the wrong way, as he almost did then out of turn 1? Alex Cochran there behind Geordie Lewis. Nice little train appearing for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. How long is it going to take for Stoyan to catch up to the lot? Should we have a look at the predicted pit stop strategy? How legit this is? We found out that a lot of drivers pitted on between lap 10 and 14 so far, so let's see. Lap 23, who's going to pit, do you reckon? Alex Cochrane is on a completely different strategy to the rest of them. I'm wondering if his tyres are giving in right about now. Who is the best tyre masseuse out here? Everyone opted to stay out this time around as Justin Cormier is the only one to pit, down in 12th position. Oh, and there's the move going for third, a second even. Alex Cochrane goes down the inside, there's a bit of argy-bargy. Dave Beaver also goes for the move. Lewis bullied out of the contention there as Vessia spins. I don't know, something happened back there. We're not moving though, we're not moving if I'm gonna get boiled for this. Crucifier in the distance there. All this battling's going to help him bring him back into the picture. Nils Fischer getting close there. Looks like we've got 2 retirements so far tonight. Maybe even 3 with Karlisk. I can't tell. Bessia pits. Crucifier pits. Stearns up into 5th now. See, look at this. The predicted pit stop strategy guide. It helps. It does help. Jordy Lowe is getting closer to Dave Brave. He goes for the move down the inside. Brave practically leaves the door open. It's pronounced Lowise. Lowise. Okay. Lowidge. Lowidge. Lowise. Lowise. Okay. Hepner, spun out there. What's going on, my son? Brave getting close here. The size not this time round. Connor Peltmans has a whole pit stop on Alex Cochrane, who's in 2nd. Lois. Oh! No eyes even. Dave Bull pits. Where did the V's come from? Low Viz. Low Viz. Low Wise. Oh, Jordy going wide there, giving Dave Brave the opportunity to get back into 3rd position. It's going to be a war of attrition between these two. If you just joined us, we're on lap 27 out of 39 for the Challenger split around Hockenheimring in Germany. We're watching the battle between Dave Brave and Geordie Low-Eyes, as I believe he's pronounced. The battle for third, that is, around the Griffin Gaming sponsored Hockenheimring. Round 4 of 12, obviously. Obviously, if you follow this league. Oh, it looks like Alex Cochrane's pitted. I panicked then. The Delta going all crazy. I'm just not going to look at the chat anymore if all the chat's going to be about is how I pronounce things wrong. As Columba goes fastest with a 1:14.5. Lois is back up into second. Brave getting a bit wobbly there on the accelerator. As we know, turn 2 has caught out a few people tonight, including Nils Fisher, I believe. Alex Cochrane getting close there for 5th. How easy is he going to make this lap? Crucifier pretty much has to let him by. Alex is on a hot one by the looks of things. There's Peltman pits. And is that really anything to be alarmed by? I don't know. He's going to find himself in a bit of traffic maybe. Wait, what? Peltman didn't even get lapped. He didn't even get overtaken. Catching up to Barnsdale. Barnsdale going wide there on the bumpy curbs. You don't want to go over there, mate. Alex Cochrane going fastest with a 1:13.5. As Stoyan pits. Mediums probably worn down to the tread. Dave goes for a move there. Looks like Dave has been let off the leash, maybe. Lewis has DRS. Will he be held up by the traffic? There's the question. It won't help him. Oh no! Dave Bull! Jordy Lewis looks like he's about to be lapped by the looks of things. Not lapped, but unlapped. Who is that driver? Is that Nils Fischer? It is Nils Fischer. And he's perfectly in his own right allowed to do that. He just cannot hold up Lewis now. He has to put his foot down and get ahead. That is not going to be what Lewis wants, to be honest, right now, when he's battling for second. Let's hope Nils Fischer's fast enough to catch up to Dave Brave. Oh, Sylvian spun. Oh dear. Cochrane, I think, is that? No, he's not held behind. He's being held up by a Team Canada driver. That's not what he wants. But I believe that car is lapped. So they are. I think they clocked on that they were ignoring blue flags. With only 4 laps to go. Oh, David Bowles is spun again. Oh dear. Get back on track. We need those points. Oh, Picon spun. Did he mean to go into the pits? I don't think he did. Get out of the pits. Well, isn't this a strange turn of events? Dave Brave has found himself on the second step of the podium. With only 3 laps to go. Can he hold on? As Alex Cochran is now back in the picture. On fresher tyres, I believe. He's on the softs. Here we go. Alex has gone for it. Oh, here we go. Alex is on it. Dave is next. Oh, there's more traffic! Get out of the way! Oh, here we go! Alex is on it! Just keep a cool head. He's got plenty of time. Wonder how his tyres are handling. Hope they're not overheating. Alex's last lap was a 1:14, whereas Dave's was a 1:17. Alex just needs to keep a cool head. Wait for the perfect opportunity, don't force this. 2 laps to go. Will he get it done? Will he get it done? I don't think he should, but just wait for it, Alex. Perfect opportunities coming up. Oh, there's contact! No, Alex! You had it! You had it! Oh! And Alex has lost out on the podium. And Lois is on his rear. Low eyes. No eyes, low eyes. And it's the final lap. There's Connor Peltman's sort of ran away with this one, hasn't he? Let's be honest. We might have to have a little conversation with him, maybe a mid-season promotion to the Master Split. Who knows? But he's definitely run away with this one, as he did with Canada. Is this the one? Is this the guy you want on your team next season? His teammate also in the points. Can he get past Dave Ball on the final lap? He'll have DRS. He gets the move done. Dave Ball has to settle for 10th at the moment. As Connor Peltman goes around the last corner. And he's only bloody going to do it, is he? Oh, Connor Peltman's another win. Team Canada definitely going to be running away with it now. If they weren't already. Oh, Stromer! He's gone for a spin. Stoyan getting close to Lewis. But is it too late? I think it's too late. I think he got caught up. Oh, too much. Too many times. Come on. Stoyan, can you do it? I don't think you can. I think this is a bit of a tall order. Oh, you did your best, Diane. We all saw you. But it was a brilliant race nonetheless from everyone, really. Definitely get a reprimand for those donuts. Don't you worry, guys. Oh dear, come on. What a race, what a race. Connor Peltman's running away with it. Dave Brave getting the second spot on the podium. Battling with Low Eyes pretty much the whole race, but Low Eyes losing out on that final stint. Crucifier ended up on third spot in the end, with Alex Cochran having to settle for fourth. Getting a bit too close to the rear of Dave Brave on a very an amazing stint from Alex, that final stint there. Unfortunately, that catching him out in the end. Cyprian Stoyan, Low Eyes in fifth. Cyprian Stoyan all over his rear up until the finish line. He will settle for sixth tonight. He has not had the best of races, but well, in the sense that he was punted off I don't know how many times, so he will be very demoralised, but he should, because he put in a very brilliant effort to clinch sixth in the end. Stephen Tromer, the Master Reserve, finishing in seventh. Nils Fisher in eighth. Barnsdale in ninth, and David Bull in 10th. I mean, that pretty much rounds up the top 10. Brilliant race, but bit of an odd one. But if you enjoyed that, guys, you should probably stick around, because in about 5 to 10 minutes time we'll be getting qualifying underway for the Master Split. So those guys will be getting ready for that. So go get some refreshments, maybe go use your B-Day. And yeah, we'll see you back in about maybe a couple of minutes. Let's see if we got any interviews. I don't know if anyone's waiting for an interview. Yeah, doesn't look like we've got anyone ready for the interviews just yet. Well, hold tight.
That's pole position, pole position. Ba 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 bam, woohoo!
Oh, we are? Right, sorry. How are we doing, mate? I didn't realise you were live. I thought the stream had finished. Okay, cool. I was. Hang on, I'm gonna leave though. I'll come back. 'Cause,
Hey.
hello. It
Hey,
is, yeah.
hey, Oscar.
How we doing, man? Oscar and Yap.
Well, good evening, everyone, for another race in the Premier Series. As qualifying has started, and you're fresh from an exciting race in Montreal. Oscar, have you been able to watch this race?
I did catch a snippet of it. Yeah, I think I saw the split race. So, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I always get confused with those names as well.
But no, yeah, it's cool to be here. Excited for this race tonight, Hockenheimring. Hockenheim's a good track. It should be plenty of overtaking.
Yeah, it's great that you can join me for this fourth race of the season.
Yeah, well, big shoes to fill, right? Because Jack is exceptional at this, so I will do my best to assist you.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's what we have to do. We can only try our best and see how it goes.
So it's quali started, right? Because I can't see anything.
Qualifying started. The first lap times are being recorded. It's Paul Maxar in first position at the moment.
Yeah, we've got some fast drivers in here tonight as well, so it should be a really cool race. Schilder, who did exceptional last race. You got Paul Magzai, who's the champion, of course. And Maxi Younger, home race. He'll be hoping to be up there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Max Junge with a lot of bad luck and problems in the first 3 races. He will be very keen to improve and maybe even hit the podium this race. What do you think?
For sure, I think the extra incentive for him as well is that Damien de Grasse, his new teammate, he's exceptionally quick, so there'll be a bit of competition between the two, I'm sure, over the season.
Yes, have you been able to have a look at the lap times they were doing in practice?
I haven't seen it yet, you'll have to tell me.
Yeah, it's the same for me. So.
Oh no, right, hang on, I'm going to get the S tracker up there. So.
I'm expecting Urmas Rees to be really quick today. He was fast in Montreal as well, but got into trouble on lap 1. Dropped down all the way down the field, only to recover to, if I remember correctly, P5 or P6. It's all about staying out of trouble, of course.
Urmas as a driver as well, I've noticed, raced against him many times. One of the fastest drivers I've ever raced against, but he has the worst luck. He always, in the Romanian races we did, he was always up there top speed time wise, but just something happens to him every race. So luck can end.
Yes, you're fully right, Oscar. In terms of speed, you can never count him out. He is exceptionally talented, but also, gets into race situations as well. Sometimes into collisions, and it's really, at least it's very interesting to see him race as a commentator.
Let's see, I'm excited for it. This is a first to me. So, hang on, I've got the strength times up. So Schilder was top with a 1:11.5.
Yes, and Schilder is actually improving. He was on provisional 4 already and improved another 2/10 as he goes off the track now. Don't know if they are allowed to escape back to pits. No, they don't. So he has to try to crawl back to the pit lane. But he improved 2/10 there to a 1:12.6, still over a second then away from the fastest practice times. But he's 4/10 up, 4/10 quicker than our championship. The champion of last year, Paul Maxar, with Halligan in 3rd place so far, and Damien de Grasse, the big surprise from the race in Montreal, in P4 at the moment.
Yeah, super impressive from de Grasse. I've raced against him in the Tatus, which is not the same, but he's a good driver, so I think he's going to improve quite a bit over the season, so that'll be good to watch.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
P3 as well with a 13.3. Although I think, as you said, I think times are going to develop even further than this. Good second off.
Yeah. So do you know if Damien de Grasse is already racing longer in Trout League? Because I have seen him only in Montreal. It was the first time that I saw him race.
No, yeah, I think he's been. I know him. He had. What's the German woman driver called? Sabine Schmitz. He used to race under that alias. So I've seen him a few times in just public lobbies. So he's new to Trout, but he's a good driver.
Yeah, it's not a James May type of situation.
No, yeah. James May, Andreas Schilder, I don't know.
Yeah. Always Ogden, there's always looking for the big talent, yeah.
If you don't know the backstory to this, Alex Cochran is the team owner of DAC, and Kilgore himself is the team owner of Octane, so a bit of commentator's bias going on.
Yes, and did we already mention that it's Urmas Rees who moved to DAC Racing? Because that was the news in the paddock.
That is very interesting indeed. Urmas was previously racing solo for Adhesion Edge, so he seemed to have sided with DAC, which is very good for Alex.
Yes, and he's driving in their car now, straight from that news report earlier today. So he must be, he has to get used to the car, and he's in P12 now, so not quite up there. With 13 minutes to go in this qualifying session, so let's see how he will do in his very first race for DAC Racing.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he set a lap yet. 1:29 is his lap time, but
it's Paul Maxar with a huge improvement. He is improved to 1:12.2. He puts Andreas Schilder 3/10 behind him. Frank Hughes also now showing himself up there. He moved up to P3 now with a 1:12.6. Clank always there, of course.
Clank, yeah, always a fantastic driver. Really, really nice to race against as well. Very respectful. Oh, he's gone sideways though. Don't know what.
He's in sideways.
he's in sideways.
And look at that! Look at that! It's Urmas Rees improving to a 1:12.0.
I must be 10 seconds behind you, John. I've just seen
But it's Urmas Rees showing that he doesn't need a lot of time to adjust to that yellow and black car. He's up in provisional pole now.
He's proven his speed as well, because I know he's been focusing more on the GT3 cars over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's Andreas Schilder though. He's 4/10 up in the final sector now. Final sector difficult at the Hockenheimring, as we all know. The Motodrome section. He's 6/10 up now. He's going to challenge Urmas' time there. Ooh, it's a little bit loose in the final corner, but he improves. He's only 24 thousandths slower than Urmas Rees, so it's tight up there.
Yeah, some nice lines. His car looks planted as well. Looks like he's got a tasty setup there.
You mean Andreas Schilder or Urmas Rees?
Yeah, Schilder.
Yeah, Schilder is looking really, really strong and confident in that final sector. But yeah, still Urmas Rees right up there.
It's like 200ths between them, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is absolutely nothing.
It's always close in Trout League. And remember, these guys are really, really fast. So it's great to see them being so close together.
Van Dijk as well in P8. I know he's more than capable of putting in a decent time here. So I've still got 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, I have to correct myself. I was saying that we were in the 4th round of the season, but of course it's the 3rd round. I remember I made the same mistake in Montreal as well. So we are in the 3rd round of the season. It's 12 races in total. It's just to give a sort of recap. It's Andreas Schilder who's leading the championship with 37 points, 1 point ahead of Paul Maxar, who finished 2nd behind Schilder in Canada, Montreal. Then it's Clank Hughes in P3 and Urmas Rees only in P10 after his 6th place in Canada. So he will be very keen to recover and take his first win of the season here in Hockenheim.
Yeah, for sure. If we just look at the timing sheet in pre-practice as well, so it's Schilder, Hughes, Magzai, Halligan, Rees, and that seems to be the way it's going in quali as well. Although Halligan yet to set the time, I think he's more than capable of.
Oh, it's Clank Hughes also showing himself up there, also recording a 1:12.0. It's almost GRS 1997 days here with Rees, Schilder and Hughes all in the 1:12.0s. Only 500ths between those 3 guys, so everything to play for with 9 minutes left.
I think Southwood and Rees as well is extremely strong pairing. Southwood is consistent, he's fast.
Yeah,
Always
you got
the points, and you've got Rees to either win it or bin it.
Oh, look at that, Paul Maxar! Here comes Paul Maxar. He's the first one to dive below 1 minute 12 with a 1:11.9. So we got 4 guys with just 1/10 separating them. But you're right, Oscar. Dave Southward is really that guy who's consistent. He's always there. You can count on him. And yeah, it's a great teammate to have for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Although this is Irmus up as well. Irmus is 2/10 up going into the final sector. He just needs to get this corner right, but he touches the grass and spins out. That is really unfortunate because that was going to be an 11.8 by my calculations.
Yeah, but you need to finish the lap.
You do need to finish the lap.
But
I feel the pain. I feel the pain.
Yeah, but lucky for him, he's got still some time left because qualifying is 20 minutes, 8 minutes left, and he's out for another attempt.
And Schilder as well. Schilder is 3/10 up going into.
You're right, Josh. Schilder is really fast.
4/10 up now. Might have just lost a little bit on the mid corner there.
He's in the motor run now. And if he can keep it up and keep it together, this is going to be a new professional pole for Andreas Schilder.
That's nice. I think that was better than his previous line.
And he's exiting the final corner now. And yes, it's a 1:11.6 for Andreas Schilder. He's raising the bar and he's really getting close to those practice times now.
Yeah, that's only a tenth and a half off the all-time best.
Yeah, it's really impressive that he's able to, under this huge pressure of qualifying. This is when you really need to do it. That he's capable of almost driving his practice and his best lap time. So that's he's raising the bar there for the other guys.
This is when it matters as well. This is when it's most difficult. You can set as many hot laps as you want when there's no pressure, but when you've only got 7 minutes left and you've only got 3 laps and one of them has to be perfect.
Yeah, you got it right, Oscar. You and I both know how that works.
It's a different ball game.
Yeah, you need to be relaxed to be quick, but under those qualifying pressure, it's really difficult to get it together.
Yeah, gotta keep it while you're sweating. But Max, he's on an in-lap here.
Ormus Rees is on a new hot lap. He's improving on his own time. He's not quite on Andreas Schilder's time, but let's keep an eye on him. Rees is improving, but not enough by the looks of things. Or maybe he has a really high downforce setup that will gain him time in the last sector, but he's not on Andreas Schilder's lap time at the moment.
Let's wait and see. I don't think he was particularly good through this section of the track. It's a good lap.
Ooh, Clank Hughes is improving. Clank Hughes into the final corner. He's a 10th up. So it will move him into P3 now. He's passed Urmus Reeds with that. Also, he's the third guy now below 1:12. So it's now getting exciting with 5 minutes to go. Urmus not improving.
He's done it again on the last corner. He only had a 10th, so he wouldn't have got.
He's immediately slowing down now. So maybe it's still a little bit of getting used to that yellow color in that car. It's all different, of course.
We all know Mr. Cochrane has a very special way of doing things as well, so it might be a team atmosphere coming into play a little bit.
Yeah, good point.
And let's see, well, Damien's certainly settling in very well to the Octane crowd. I know it's a great atmosphere because I drove there last season.
Yes, great team boss, yeah.
Great team boss, not like he's in the chat with us or anything. We're contractually obligated to say this, but...
Yeah, but just look at the lap times. Damien de Grasse, he is improving. He's in P6 now in that Octane car we were just talking about, and he's doing great. He's quicker than Maximilian Junger, our 3-time Trout League champion. Remember?
Yeah.
And he's beating them. He is beating Maxi. He beat him in Montreal as well, and he's again in right up there. Maxi not giving up, of course. This is his home race, so he really needs to show something. He's in the top 10. He's in P9, but the people in the grandstands, there's not a lot of them at the moment with the Corona crisis. But I'm sure everyone looking is expecting a lot from that champion.
Oh, for sure. I think one person I'm interested to see more of is I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Mathieu.
Yeah, really. I raced him in when we did a cross bend with flag to flag, and he was really fast there. So I think he's going to
Yeah, but don't underrate him there. He's P4 in the championship at the moment. Mixa Mortiferum. I hope I'm pronouncing it somewhat correctly. For Looney Tunes Racing, he took a podium in Melbourne and 5th place in Montreal, so he's really consistent so far. And again, he's showing good pace. Here is in P9 now. 3 minutes left. Christoph Beuze is improved to P8. Pretty impressive for him, but I'm sure he's the teammate of Andreas Schilder, so I'm expecting him to run a really good setup on this track. But still, well done there in P8. And well, let's see. Everyone now preparing for the final hot laps.
P5,
what do you think?
P5 to P11 is within half a second, which is crazy, really. That was really nice from Maxi though. That line he is up. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, you're right. Maximilian Junger up half a second. We were just talking about him, and this is him showing that he's the 3-time Trout League champion.
If he gets his last corner right.
Oh yes, Maximilian Junger.
P5.
Yeah, he probably heard someone saying that he's being beat there by his teammate, and he moves it up to P5 there. Yeah. Really impressive stuff by Maxi. It's really great to see him there. He's passing David Halligan, who's still in the pit lane. He was really up there early on, but slowly moved down. He's still P6. Well done. Let's see what if Damien de Grasse is being inspired by that lap time by Maximilian Junger. He is, by the looks of things, but he is also 3 tenths up in the first sector.
Yeah, he only needs a couple of tenths to get up with Maxi again.
Yeah, like you said, it's really close in the fight for P5 now. It's just a matter of a few tenths here and there. Ulmers Ries in the final corner now. He's 2 tenths up. Oh, going wide there, but still he's improving. He improved to P2 there. Good lap by Ulmers Ries. He passed Paul Maxar there for third pole, back on the track. He's on the outlap. He's got 2 laps left.
4 guys in the 11th now.
Yes, and they're really close together. Andreas Schilder also back on track, just to defend, I guess, his position, because he put a really strong lap time a few minutes ago. And I wonder if the other guys will be able to get close to that. Ulmers with a good effort there, but moved up to P2. Now let's see if he's got another lap available. Clank Hughes is on a hot lap, but can't quite improve on his own lap time by the looks of things. Christoph Beuze improved to P7, by the way. He also on a home race, I guess. Mortiferum also on his final hot lap. He moved out of the top 10 there with Douglas Falcon improving to P10, also in the 112s. It's really close there. Actually, the whole top 10 is quite close. It's just 1.3 seconds splitting them up.
Close, yeah. We're 1 point with Max there, and he's just found a lot on the exit of the straight there, so he's level with his time. This could be challenging for Paul here.
Yes, you're right. Paul Maxar improving on his lap.
His hairpin's not great, but he's up.
Oh, and Ries spinning there. So it's end of qualifying for Ulmers Ries. He has to settle for P2. Has to hope that Paul Maxar doesn't pass him again. Paul just a few hundredths behind Ulmers Ries, and he's 1.5 tenths up, entering the Motordrome. This is important for the reigning champion.
He only needs 700ths in this last sector to take over Schilder as well now.
Yeah, but the first row will be really important for him in the fight for the championship. Oh, he's losing it in the final corner. He's now improving. But is it enough? Is it enough? Oh, that's not quite enough. He improves his lap time, Paul Maxar. It's not enough to...
5 seconds behind, yeah. I was rooting for him, and then I knew he was going to fail before he finished.
Yeah, the pressure is intense there. So it's P3 for Paul Maxar, the top 4 now, all in the pit lane. So it's Andreas Schilder who will start from pole position, our championship leader, and Montreal race winner as well. So Ulmers Ries who will line up besides him with Paul Maxar and Clank Hughes, filling the second row in the grid. Maxi Junger is aborting his lap there, but he will be very, very pleased there in that Octon car, sitting proudly in P5 on his home race with David Halligan joining him on the third row of the grid.
Definitely, yeah, I'd be pleased with that. But I don't think he'd get a good.
That's interesting. When we were watching the Montreal Grand Prix, it was really exciting because what we saw there was two strategies at play there. So we got that one-stop strategy and the two-stopper. And in the end, I guess the strategy of Andreas Schilder worked best, and Paul Maxar unfortunately had to settle for second with his two-stopper. Yeah, to see how that will play out in this. What do you think?
I honestly, I don't know what the strategy would be or what the optimal. Do we have any of the info? What did they do in the previous race? Just a one-stop?
No, that was the interesting thing. No, there were different strategies at play. There were some guys who were just flying out hard on their soft tires, doing a two-stopper. Yeah. So one stint on the medium and then two on the soft tires. Other guys who just choose to do a long stint on the medium tire with a shorter stint on the soft tire, so one stopper. And also guys who were taking on the hard tires because they weren't trusting the mediums to last, but then struggling to get enough tire temperature in those hards. So yeah, that's going to be a big question mark now. What will the strategy do?
Yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. I think here's a question: if the one stop and the two stop are exactly the same speed theoretically, which one would you rather be on? Two stop for the softs or one stop for the medium?
I'd go for one stop, I guess.
Yeah.
But it all depends on lap time, and of course more fuel load that you have to take on. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that will play out between the first lap. And I guess we'll see in the first laps and see how it goes. So the race about to start. It's 50 seconds until the lights will go out. With Andreas Schilder on pole position, Urmas Rees in second place, Paul Maxar, the reigning champion, in third place, Clank Hughes in fourth, and then Maximilian Junger and David Halligan in the third row, Christoph Beuze, Dave Southward on row 4, Damien de Grasse, the Montreal surprise, and Douglas Falcon lining up on the fifth row, and then Mixa Motiferum and Teun Lauer in 11th and 12th, with Janus van Dijk rounding out the grid in 13th place. So here we go. It's the lights go on. It's 10 seconds until the start of the race. Heartbeats going up there.
Here we go.
And it's lights out and the field is away. Good start by Andreas Schilder. But it's Urmas Rees. Is it Urmas that takes the lead? Oh, close battle between Urmas and Andreas Schilder. It's Urmas Rees taking the lead of Andreas Schilder.
Mag's opportunistic in the background as well. They're looking for late braking by one of them to take the opportunity. He might get him on the straight now as well.
Yes, you're right. Max are going for the outside, but as Andreas Schilder is defending the inside. Not a good start from Andreas Schilder so far. Oh, Urmas Rees almost losing it there. Really slow into that hairpin, which gave Andreas Schilder an opportunity to have a look.
Oh yeah, it looked like he just outbroke himself. Well, that didn't do Magzire any favours, to be fair, because it slowed everyone down. Side by side there.
Yes, trouble in the background with Clank Hughes losing a lot of places there. Clank Hughes dropping down to P7. Damien de Grasse up to P6.
Wow, nice.
You didn't see that coming. And another spin. Clank Hughes off into the gravel trap. Oh, what a shame. Again, trouble for Clank Hughes. He was also in Montreal in trouble. He can luckily...
Might have been a Looney Tunes car going into the back.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. Bad luck again for Clank Hughes. He doesn't have a great deal of luck so far in this season. But you can't say that of Maximilian Junger, who moved up to P4 in that first lap. He's hot. He's looking to have definitely looking to see and try if he can take a podium position in this race, I'm sure.
He's really feeling it. It's exciting to watch. He's been bored to death with GT3 cars playing second fiddle, having to left through. Now he's just taking all of his anger out on the F1 car, and I love it.
Yeah, in terms of strategy, we see the first 8 guys all on soft tires, so we can assume that those are all on the same strategy, but not for sure, of course. It's Mixer Mortiferum is the only guy running mediums in P9.
Oh, so we'll keep an eye on Mortiferum. That explains why he qualified lower than I said. He's faster than P9. And you pointed out that he was 4th and on the podium last race, I think. So,
yeah, he was 3rd and 5th. So he really has a championship position to defend in this race, but in P9 it might be a difficult race, but who knows, that strategy might play out for him.
The only thing, Bose might have something on the grass in a little while.
Yeah, it's Ulrich Ries who is really flying away. He's 1.2 seconds in front of Andreas Schilder. He's making sure that Schilder is not going to get a DRS on him.
Out those hot laps at the start of the race.
Yes, fastest lap for Ries, of course. Andreas Schilder, Paul Maxar also into the race group. But yes, still not really close together. Maximilian Junger actually really close to Paul Maxar. He's almost within that DRS range. That would be quite a shock if he's going to attack Paul Maxar there in his Octagon car.
Have you seen does the steering wheel, is that accurate on the stream? Does that tell me how much ERS each driver has left, or is it broken?
I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it, Oscar. Maybe it's a bug of this new car, which is a 2021 car, of course. So I'm not sure if it's all ironed out already. Let's hope the drivers do see the right information. So another fast lap of race for Ulrich Ries, who's really giving it all there in his first race for DSC Racing. At 14.3 there, he's over half a second quicker than anyone else at the moment. Really impressive stuff by Ulrich.
Yeah, really good. They just need to get into a rhythm out front now. Schilder needs to focus on getting Paul away from him as soon as possible.
Yeah, problems for Maximilian Junger, by the way. He must have made a mistake because he was just a second behind Paul Maxar just a lap ago, and he's now over 2 seconds and behind Maxar, and he's got Dave Southward right on his tail. Dave Southward, teammate of Ulrich Ries now, of course.
Grass on Boza right now. He's just overtaken
him.
Wow.
The grass is
nice. He had a good toe on the edge.
Yes.
I think he was 3/10 down before the straight there.
Good overtake. Yeah, that straight is incredibly long and allows for good overtaking, as the grass showed. It's David Halligan and Mixer Mortiferum, the 2 teammates for Looney Tunes, really close together.
If Halligan's on softs, he won't be happy that Mortiferum's
He won't be happy. He will be shouting on the team radio. Come on, let me buy it. I'm not soft. But I guess it was David Halligan who got into that collision with Clank Hughes. Because they both dropped down.
I see, right.
Clank in last position and he's in 12th place. He must be really frustrated.
Schilder with the fastest lap there, so Schilder's not.
Schilder's coming back. Yeah, he's not giving up. He's not giving up.
He's pulled another half a second towards Magzair on that last lap as well. He's on that last lap he was catching Ries, so this is going to be a good battle. Maxi,
yes, he was.
He's going to have a hard time keeping Southwood behind him, so I think he's going to slowly drop back.
Yeah, Maxi maybe gave a little bit too much in that first lap. Maybe overheated his softs there, because he looks to be in trouble now. Dave Southwood all over him. Well, somewhat.
It could be team tactics. Who knows? He might be slowing him down into the grass.
Ooh, wait, are you suggesting that Maximilian Junger is a second driver then there for Octon?
You said that, not me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 3 times champion will be pleased to be pushed in the second driver role there in the team. I don't think he will accept that.
I'm not implying anything. All I'm saying is Maxi might want to have the grass between him and Southwood as a buffer, you know.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah.
We'll see how it develops.
Maxi not really on the pace. He's doing a 1:59 there, 1.5 seconds slower than the guys up front, and that's interesting. Andreas Schilder again cutting 2 tenths off that lead of Ulrich Ries, and he's almost into the DRS range again. So Schilder upping the pace there. He's putting pressure on Ulrich Rees, and that's what we want to see, of course. Close racing.
Yeah, 100%. And Schilder is on the absolute limit as well.
Maximilian Junger and Dave. Sorry to interrupt, Oscar. It was really close there into the hairpin between Junger and Dave Southward. Dave Southward really putting the pressure on, trying to go on around the outside. He almost did that there, but it was really respectful racing there between Maximilian Junger and Dave Southward for P4.
Yeah, I love to see that. I love to see that. Great racing from both of them. Good effort from Southward.
Southward trying to go around the outside. Junger just pushing him slightly towards the outside, but not pushing him off the track. So that was really good to see. But like you said, it is Damien de Grasse who is being happy there in P6.
Yeah, it cost him a good second that Maxi, so de Grasse is reeling him in very slowly.
Yes, Junger losing more time because he has to defend really hard, and it's going to be a really hard battle for him now into that hairpin as Dave Southward. Oh, Dave Southward spinning! Dave Southward losing it. He was into that. He was using DRS there, and probably when he closed that DRS, his car got loose and he spun.
I've seen that.
Dropping down to P10 there, Dave Southward. Oh, that's a shame for him. It moves Damien de Grasse now right between up to P5, right behind his teammate Maxi Junger. So this is when we'll see how the team orders will play.
I don't think, although Kilgore in the chat might be able to confirm for us, but I don't think there's any team orders yet.
Oh, he's got his two drivers there, P4 and P5. He doesn't want them to race each other, I guess.
I think so. Don't think so either. We'll see.
I'm sure that team boss is going to be really nervous now. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Because Octon is still waiting for their first podium finish this season, and well, they're in P4 and P5 now. So there's only
good opportunity for it.
This is a great opportunity, yeah.
1:14.2 and Schilder did a 15:1, so Schilder's dropped back again a little bit, but he's still got a 5-second gap to mind there.
Yeah, Rees was felt Andreas Schilder coming closer and put the hammer down. He's doing probably qualifying speed laps now in an attempt to keep Andreas Schilder outside of his DRS range and at distance. As Paul Maxar also has to give a little bit of space to Andreas Schilder. He's not quite close enough to mount an attack. He's 2 seconds behind in third place now. It looks like that the Octon boys are really playing the team game now, and Damien de Grasse being really close to Maxi, not attack. At the moment I'm saying that he's almost breaking into his gearbox there, so almost a few
I just watched it as well.
Oh, that was really, I'm sure the team boss got some heart attack there. Yeah.
That's and when someone brakes earlier than you expect and you brake too late and you just in those split seconds you're waiting for your car to hit, it's the worst feeling. So to get away with it, fair play, Damien.
Because especially when you lock up your tires, then you just you're
just waiting for it to happen.
But he was doing a good job. He did a good job there. He didn't lock his tires and was close, but there was still a little room between the two.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Maximilian Junger is not holding up Damien de Grasse at the moment.
Well, this is what they've got to think about now, because Boza and Falcon are really close behind them.
Yeah.
And followed by Halligan as well, so they need to get away and fast.
Yeah, and they're all doing pretty strong lap times, all in the low 15s. With Maximilian Junger actually the only one in the mid 15s. He's the slowest of the top 10 at the moment. But he's up there in P4, so it's his position. The two up front are getting into a little bit of tire problems maybe. Ulrich Rees now doing a 1:15.0. Andreas Schilder 1:15.3, even slower. They're almost a second lap slower than they were in the first couple of laps. So let's see what that means in terms of tire situation. They're improving now. Rees doing a 1:14.8, Andreas Schilder 1:14.7, closing the gap a little bit. Maxar doing a 1:14.8, so yeah, there's nothing between the first three there. Really close. So I guess the pit stops and the strategy will be a deciding factor in this race. As we have completed 10 laps now, we've got 40 laps to go in this race. And it's still really close up front. but it's even closer between the Octon boys and with Damien DeGrasse again having a DRS on the back straight. He's showing himself in the mirrors of Maxi, who has to go defensive into the hairpin.
I think they're racing.
They're racing. Yeah, they're definitely racing. And Maxi's not going to give up the position easily, I'm sure. We all know Maxi. And it's just
I thought might try the cut back there, but he just...
DeGrasse going around the outside. He's trying to do the same move that Dave Southward was attempting, but he's losing time with Christoph Beuze now. Taking advantage. And this is exactly what we were predicting, of course. When two teammates are going to fight, it's going to create an opportunity for the guy behind. Oh, as Damien DeGrasse hits Maximilian Younger. It's exactly what we were not hoping, but what we... Well,
not too
we're
damaging.
discussing it. And Damien DeGrasse drops down to P10 behind Dave Southward again. And he decides to go into the pit lane.
That's probably sensible. Pit early, change that wing.
Yes,
But
I'm
yes,
sure
super unfortunate that I think Maxi just took an earlier brake mark from Damien before.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was a brake test by Maxi Younger. He was just trying to be careful and maybe just Damien DeGrasse was a little bit too late on brakes. He hit him, lost it, and immediately went to for repairs to the pit lane. What a shame for Octon though. And Maxi under huge pressure of Christoph Beuze now. Christoph going right the outs. Oh, Maxi with a lot of traction problems out of the hairpin. Christoph Beuze launching an attack.
So much. Halligan almost does a Tokyo drift style overtake on Sorry. He loses traction at the last minute.
Oh, this is great racing between Christoph Beuze and Maximilian Younger. The two almost hit each other. They do hit each other. Maximilian Younger retakes the position. Moves back to P4. Christoph Beuze loses 3 positions. Christoph Beuze spins into the gravel trap. What a bad situation for Christoph Beuze. One moment he is fighting for P4 and he's now down to P11. Bad luck for him as Urban Rees goes into the pits. He's the first one who makes the pit stop and he leaves the pit lane. He is on medium tires, so Urban Rees switches to medium tires there. He's showing his cards now.
So do we think that can go to the end, the medium tire?
Yeah, I'm not sure. If he only does 11 laps on softs, yeah, will he be able to do 38 laps on the medium compound? I'm not sure. What do you think, Oscar?
I think either he's a madman or he's going for a medium soft.
Wow, he can pull it off. Well, I'm sure he can, but he could also do a late stop and switch back to the softs and have a great grippy compound for that final couple of laps. I guess we just have to wait and see.
Haven't done any laps, that seems like the strategy. But
hey, I guess we missed something. It's Paul Maxar in the lead now. So Andreas Schilder, he did a 1:22.0 on that final lap. At the moment we were looking at Christoph Beuze and him spinning out and his fight with Maxi Younger. It must have been Andreas Schilder who had an off there, losing 7 seconds. It's Paul Maxar who moved from P3 to P1, our reigning champion.
Really nice. I think that is going to spice the race up a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, because Urban Rees is only 8 seconds behind Andreas Schilder.
And remember, he just pitted as well.
Yeah, he just pitted. He made a stop already, or he made a stop already. So that's bad news for Andreas Schilder, but he came back in Montreal as well to win that race against Paul Maxar. So one thing is sure, he's not going to give up here. It's now Douglas Falcon, by the way. Douglas, who I think he qualified in P9 or P10. He's now up to P5, and he's right there in the slipstream of Maximilian Younger. He's got quite an intense race by the looks of things. Mixa Mortiferum, you were mentioning before, he's on that medium compound, of course. And he's now up to P6.
Right on Falcon's tail, who is right on Younger's tail as well. And Younger just outbroke himself. Falcon, I don't know whether they made a little bit of contact on the exit there, but yeah, Maxi under huge pressure now. I think he's probably carrying a little bit of damage, so he's not feeling as confident with the car as he normally would.
Yeah, Maxi Younger, of course, he got that tap from his teammate Damien DeGrasse, and he got some issues with Christoph Beuze as well, so he must carry some damage there on his car. And it looks that, so yeah, Maximilian Younger is entering the pit lane from P4. Let's see where he will end up after his stop. And it means that Douglas Falcon, we got Yeah, Andreas Schilder. We got Andreas Schilder who made a pit stop, and he's exiting the pits right now behind Jonas van Dijk. Jonas van Dijk up to P7 now. Andreas Schilder down to P8. As Ulmer Rees is in P2. The difference is huge. So that mistake by Andreas Schilder cost him dearly now, especially because he's now right into the pack now on his new tires. Oh, good move by Andreas Schilder as he moves up past Jonas van Dijk back into P7.
Really important because that could have cost him that 11-second mistake.
Exactly.
Could have cost him an extra 5 behind Van Dijk there.
Yeah.
So he's really got to hope people either pit or move quick to keep up with the two front guys now.
Yeah, Andreas Schilder, by the way, on soft tires, so he switched again to the soft compound after he already started on soft. So it's clear to see now that Andreas Schilder and Ulmer Rees are on different strategies.
Yeah, I think they're on the mirror image strategy.
As Paul Max are in the pits, Oscar.
Max pits as well.
Yeah.
Where's he going to come out now, though?
This is important. Yeah, it's Ulmer Rees passing Paul Maxar, so Ulmer Rees is clearly the winner now of that first stint, and he's got a quite lead.
If he comes up behind Falcon, that's good.
No, that's what's again great pit work by the crew of Paul Maxar, because he exited the pits right in front of Douglas Falcon.
That is so important as well.
Exactly, it's really important. Paul Maxar also back on the soft compound, so Ulmer Rees is the only one who switched to a different compound of the front runners. Oh, David Halligan! David Halligan has to take avoiding action. He almost crashed into the back of his teammate, Mixer Mortifrum.
Yeah.
And he had to take an escape route into the hairpin. A really good move by David Halligan, otherwise the whole team would have been wiped out of the race.
Yeah, it's good. Who's the that was Clank as well, overtake on Mortifrum, forced Mortifrum to kind of try and cut back, but
Clank Hughes
wasn't anticipating it. Clank Hughes
back to P4, but he hasn't pitted, of course, so that's still up for him to do. It seems like he's on a really long stint on that soft tires. He enters the pits. Clank Hughes, the last one of the front runners to head into the pit lane.
And he's only 5 seconds behind the leader. Pretty good, pretty good.
Fast lap of the race for Andreas Schilder. Working hard on that soft tires, and he has some ground to improve, of course, but he's right into the pack. He's on the back of Mixer Mortifrum on his medium compound. Also not stopped yet, of course, but he can go for longer. If Andreas Schilder wants to get back in this fight for the race win, he has to overtake Mixer Mortifrum now, of course. Otherwise he will lose way too much time, and he does.
He's got him.
Yeah, clean move by Andreas Schilder, and really important for his fight for the championship and his position in this race.
Yeah, from Rees to Magzire, when Magzire came out was 4.3, so it'll be interesting to see how bad the mediums are compared to the soft in terms of...
Good point, Oscar. Yeah, this is where we will see the difference between those two compounds. It's also dependent, of course, on the fuel load that Ulmer Rees will take. Imagine he just goes for one stopper, then this car will be fully tanked now.
Yeah. Well, if Rees can, I mean, he's only lost what, half a second in a lap and a half. He might just want to carry on to the end if he can keep this pace up, because
but his pace is really good though. He's lapping about the same as Paul Maxar, so that suggests that those fuel loads aren't really too different. Or Rees is just flying. That could also be the case.
He's just flying, which I would not be surprised at all.
No, good point.
See another team battle going on here, Mortifrum and Halligan.
Yeah, it's David. Andreas Schilder is also really quick now. He's the quickest of all the guys in front, and he's right on the tail of Douglas Falcon. So Andreas Schilder definitely got the pace, but he's also got the traffic.
Yeah, and his gap to the leader before the traffic was, what's that, 8 seconds something?
No, I think it's a little bit closer, because he's now 7.6 seconds behind Rees. It's exactly the time he lost in that lap where he got that mistake.
Yeah, he's pushing all right. So he should wait until the DRS straight and just get Falcon there. It's an easy pass.
Yeah, Falcon go into the pit, so that's a bit lucky for Andreas Schilder there. So Schilder back up to P3 as Douglas Falcon comes in for his pit stop. And He's the final one to pit, except for Mixer Mortifrum on his mediums. Good stop by Douglas Falcon. As he's being passed by Maxi Younger, who moves up to P7. Really close there between Douglas Falcon and Maxi Younger, but Younger passes him. Younger back to P7. Douglas Falcon re-enters the track in P8. With another battle between those teams for P9 and P10, as Damien de Kras is in P9 with Clank Hughes right on his tail in P10 after his dramatic off into the gravel trap earlier. Ooh, good move there by Clank Hughes, who is on fresh tires, of course.
Right behind Mathieu now. They're side by side going into the corner. Clearly a race against each other.
Teammates.
But he's little bit of a wobble there from Halligan on the exit, but I think he has it.
Oh, there's another team boss with a heart attack coming soon, I guess.
And what's funny is the guy that's the team boss of these two lads is racing right behind them.
Yeah.
Van Dijk's watching his two drivers battle it out. Thinking,
Yeah, so what is he thinking now? What is he thinking? Drive against each other or don't drive against each other?
I don't know. If you were Van, would you want to get past? I don't know.
But the problem solves itself as David Halligan moves to the pit lane for his pit stop, which means that Mixer Mortifrum on his mediums moves to P4. Janus van Dijk I guess he started on hards. He was the only one opting for the hards, and he had no risk to do so as he started from last position in the race in P13. He moved up to P5 now in that harder compound. So it seems that he is able to make those tires work.
Really nice. Let's see what kind of lap times he's doing, because that'll show us what has he done? 19 laps on the hard tire now. So if he's still up there, then that could have been a gamble that paid off big time.
Yeah, well, at least he closed the gap to Mixer Mortifrum, who's driving on a softer compound, of course, than him. Mixer on the mediums and Janus van Dijk on the hards. Yeah, he completely closed that gap, so it seems like Janus made a good call there on that hard tire. And he might be able to make those tires last really long as well. So let's keep an eye on that.
Tonight it is teammate versus teammate, isn't it? The only people that are battling are on the same team.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see, is that 13.7 from Schilder?
Yeah, you're right, Oscar. Andreas Schilder really going all in now. He's over half a second faster than the guys in front of him, and of course he has to do something to close that gap. But it was at 1:13.7 by Andreas Schilder. Fastest lap of the race so far.
Clank as well is doing some hot laps as well. 14.3 that was in P7.
Yeah, Clank is fast. And Clank is lining up Maximilian Younger. Those two know each other also pretty well. Clank with the DRS fully open now. Yeah, launching an attack.
Should be an easy move, but Maxi will make it as difficult as he possibly can in the braking zone.
Yeah, Maxi is a tough cookie.
Not far enough alongside. I can't commentate live on this because I'm 10 seconds behind, so you should probably do that.
Yeah, but they're still really close together. But yeah, it's incredibly difficult to pass Maximilian Younger, of course, and Clank knows that. So he really has to wait for a good opportunity. But indeed, it's the Octon cars and the cars by Douglas and Clank, the F-Zero Racing boys, really close together. As Andreas Schilder proved, no, he didn't prove. He did a 1:14.0, which is now recorded as the fastest lap of the race. So that suggests that 1:13.7 was maybe a lap in which he made a cut.
A little turn one cut, maybe, do you think?
Yeah, so he shouldn't be doing that too often if he doesn't want to get into trouble with the stewards afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to, honestly, promise. That is what I would say, but
yeah. Let's
move on. So Clank is going to have an opportunity on the next straight again. So Maxi under some serious pressure now.
Yeah, Mortifrum, Mixer Mortifrum made a pit stop there because he dropped down all the way to P11. Yes, he did. Mixer Mortifrum switched from the mediums to the hards. We missed his pit stop there, unfortunately. But he made the pit stop just like his teammate David Halligan, and the two are again right really close to each other. Hey, there's a problem for Urmas Rees. Big trouble for Urmas Rees. He appears to be out of the race. Urmas Rees crashed out.
It's not.
Our race leader, he's out of the race.
Incredible scenes, just as Clank and Younger again side by side as well. That was some nice racing, I think.
Yeah, dramatic change of
Clank
situation there. the race
Younger
leader.
out, that means it's just Max and Schilder now.
We completely missed what happened there, so we really want to know what happened to Urmas Rees there and what caused him to retire from the race on lap 22. Unfortunately for him, as he looked set to win this race. He was driving on that mediums and he was doing great lap times. And it appeared to be he appeared to be unchallenged from Paul Maxar and Andreas Schilder, but yeah, he's out.
Why does it always happen to him?
Yeah, you were saying it in the qualifying. There's always something going on there, but he's got the talent, he's got the raw speed, but again trouble for Urmas Rees, unfortunately, for him and for his new team DAC Racing, which could take, I guess, their first victory in the Hybrid Series, or did they win before? I'm not sure.
You'd be a better man to ask.
Yeah, well, Dave Southward took a podium finish for the team last race, but well, no podium for Urmas in his first race for DSC. Bad luck for him, as Paul Maxar there. The battle is now between Paul and Andreas Schilder. Andreas Schilder 4/10 quicker than Paul Maxar. This is completely the same fight as we saw in Montreal between the two of them. Then in opposite positions, so it's now Schilder pushing hard to Paul Maxar. 2.5 seconds down, and Schilder the quicker of the two now, as they are both on the soft tire, of course. And it's Jannes van Dijk who is taking advantage of all the trouble of the others. He's in P3 now, on his good old hard tires.
Yeah, it's looking really good for him. Well, the thing, he's doing a 15.8, which is round about average, I think, for the grid. But if he pits now, he's going to come out P12. So he's in a bit of a tricky spot here. He needs to either make them last a lot longer or...
yeah, exactly. You're right, Oscar. His only chance is to go for a one-stopper, I guess. And then, but then he has to do quite a lot more laps.
With a huge dive onto two cars, and I thought he had it, but looked to me, his brake bias just wouldn't let him turn the wheel and brake that hard. So he slides round. I don't think any of them make.
Oh, big fight, yeah! Big fight between Damien de Grasse and Dave Southward. Dave Southward repassing or passing Damien de Grasse again. Great battle between those two.
Yeah, I think I think he dived onto. Must have been Southward and Halligan.
Yeah, Dave Southward, the only one of the guys in that battle on soft tire. So he's got the tire, of course, to attack, and that's exactly what he's doing. Next up is David Halligan for Dave Southward, the two Daves.
Dave.
Yeah, you're right.
Who's the bravest of the Daves? Let's find out.
Brave Dave, yeah, we saw him before. It's funny. And right in front of them is again Maximilian Junger and Douglas Falcon. Maxi really close behind Douglas Falcon. He's got the DRS. Let's see if Maximilian is being able to mount a challenge and go for the P5. Of course, he goes for it on the inside into the hairpin. And yes, good overtaking move by Maximilian Junger.
Nice.
But Douglas Falcon doesn't give up.
Two good moves there. Nice clean move by Hughes on Van Dijk. I don't think Van Dijk put up much of a fight because of his tires.
Oh, Douglas Falcon on the outside. Oh, good move by Douglas Falcon, both on the medium tires, and Douglas Falcon retakes. But, or does he? He retakes P5. Yes, they're still side by side. Douglas Falcon and Maximilian Junger into the motordrome. Oh, brave move by Maximilian Junger. He moves back to P5. Great racing to see that. Oh, and David Halligan too close behind Douglas Falcon, right, almost touching him. Now those two are side by side in the motordrome.
Racing.
Unheard stuff.
Falcon and Halligan side by side.
This is and it's impressive. They don't no crashes. Really respectful driving.
Beautiful driving.
Great to see. This is Stride League racing at its best at the moment.
The problem with beautiful driving is it's really slow. So you see this massive train now. They've all got problems.
Oh, crash! The crash between Mixa Mortiferum and Damien de Grasse is right behind him. They're all in that big fight for P5. Luckily they can continue, but there was some wheel banging going on there. Sorry to interrupt, Oscar. But indeed, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's slow.
Do you want the big news? Schilder is only 6/10 behind Paul Maxar.
Yes, it's time to
it's heating up at the front.
to look forward to the battle for P1. You're completely right.
Falcon
is flying.
Still going for it, but Schilder is absolutely flying, and Maxar is going to be sweating here.
Schilder doing
14-0 still.
14-0, yeah, and Maxar only being able to do a 14-6. And remember, those two are on the same soft compound, so identical strategies.
Yeah, fair fight to the end this, so we'll see. Magzai I've raced against Magzai, he is stone cold calculated in these situations, so I don't think Schilder being right behind him is going to affect him too much. Schilder though, has got serious pace, he just needs to keep putting the pressure on.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you see this guy taking 6 or 7 tenths a lap out of your lead, then yeah, you can't ignore it. You can try to ignore it, but it's impossible.
Yeah, we'll see. Magzar will do his best, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, he's a reigning champion, so we can expect him to not give up that place too easily. He wants that first race win of the season, because he's got 2 second place finishes, and what he doesn't want is another second place finish, even though it's not bad for his championship position, of course.
Definitely.
But Andreas Schilder is, of course, our championship leader, so this is quite an important battle for the championship that we are watching at the moment. And I expect their second stop not to be too far away, because they both switch to that soft tire again, and I guess they will switch to the medium compound in the second stop. They both will.
See how DRS.
Yeah. Well.
Affects this now.
Yeah, Maxar.
Start.
Yeah, Maxar is pulling away a little bit. He's not giving up. He's not giving up that first position easily, of course.
Strategic use of the boost button is at play.
Yeah, you're right. That's a factor in his car, of course.
Or Magzai could just have a lower drag setup. We don't know.
Oh, as Andreas Schilder is again closing in now. He's now 4 tenths behind Paul Maxar. As Clank Hughes is in P3 now. He's 24 seconds behind the leading pair. Still up to P3 after his trouble. I guess he hasn't stopped yet, Clank. Oh, he did. Clank Hughes did stop.
Yeah, he did.
But it must have been a really good stop then. As he
had a lot of trouble at the start of the race, if I remember.
Yeah.
Dropped back a little bit, but yeah. Nice to come back.
Exactly. Up to P3 now. As David Halligan is again right on the tail of Maximilian Younger for P5. Maxi, he doesn't have a boring race there in his Octane car.
Certainly doesn't make it easy for himself.
Yeah, but not making mistakes, Maxi. So that's really good to see. He's not the quickest out there, but he's really consistent. And consistency pays, of course, in the end. That fight for P5 is incredible to see. Oh, as Dave Southward is, his softs are gone now, so he has to make another stop. And it appears to be a collision with Dave and someone else. Ooh, that's bad news for Dave Southward, but he leaves the pit lane again. But he's in last position. He's in P11 now.
This could be tough for Maxi to defend.
Yeah, Dave Southward switched to the. Oh, yeah, you're right. Maxi hanging on, but Dave Southward. David Halligan has passed Maxi Younger on the outside, exiting the hairpin. Good move, but Maxi not giving up. Yeah, that's how we know Maxi trying everything but going wide.
He's going to do the dummy now, and brakes so late.
Yeah, now it's Douglas Falcon all over Maximilian Younger.
Brilliant move by David there. Could get on the brakes so much later in the hairpin than Maxi did.
Douglas Falcon also passing Maximilian Younger. And Maximilian Younger, oh, he is losing a lot of time now, as it's also Damien de Grasse now fighting with Maxi.
De Grasse on the outside, he almost had Falcon as well, but they're side by side, the two red cars. Magzai's pitted, so he might come out alongside this battle.
Damien de Grasse losing it. Maxi in the pits, yeah, you're right. We missed that.
No, he's way ahead, he's gone. But yeah, he's just pitted, so gap to Schilder is 14.5 now.
And just as we predicted, it's Paul Maxar now on the medium tire, and the question is, will he be able to make that one last to the end? Because we got still
20 laps, something like that. Yeah, I think he'll do that, no problem.
I'm sure he has. He's going to try that to make those tires last to the end. But it's Andreas Schilder now who is trying to.
Do you have to use both compounds?
Yes, of course, yeah. You have to use 2 compounds, so it doesn't matter what combination. but you can't do the race on just one compound. So Maxar is all done now. So he fulfilled that part of the rules, but Andreas Schilder hasn't yet. So he has to switch either to the mediums, which he probably will, or to the hard tires. But what Schilder now tries to do is he has to give everything he has.
Outside of Younger here. Nice move.
Yeah, Younger losing. Younger was just driving in P5 a few laps ago. Now he's dropped to P9. Oh, he loses it almost on the entrance of the pit lane as Maximilian Younger. His tires are gone and he's going to the pit. But he almost lost that car, just in the Lewis Hamilton style, as he did in 2007. Almost losing it there. But,
just clipped the grass and it sent him on the gravel, didn't it? So that was a scary moment.
Exactly, but no rain here, luckily for him, and he can continue. And Maximilian Younger down in P10, but he's done in terms of pit stops, even though Maximilian Younger has switched to the soft tires now. And I wonder if he can make those last 20 more laps. Well, we just have to wait and see, I guess.
I think that's a roll of the dice from Maxi. I think he's just, yeah, I'll go for it. Nothing to lose.
Yeah, well, 19 laps on those softs is a pretty long stint as Andreas Schilder pitting. Andreas Schilder. He is in the pit lane and it's Paul Maxar coming up into turn 1 and passing Andreas Schilder again. Okay, this is it. The battle for the race victory is on.
Where does Schilder come up? Oh,
Schilder.
He's so close to him.
He's 1.3 seconds behind Maxar, so his overcut did work there. He closed that gap to Maxar by another 1.5 seconds. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Maxar on mediums as well. Mediums that are 2 laps fresher. So he's got tire. They're both done in terms of pit stops. So this is it. This is the battle for the victory now, starting to unfold.
ERS also resets at the pit stop, so they both have a full battery of charge. So neither
good point. Yeah.
Neither has an advantage there. So this is just a straight battle to the end here for 20 laps.
Yeah, 1-on-1, identical tires. The ones of Schilder are 2 laps fresher, of course, but I'm not sure if that's going to make a huge difference. So this is it. We'll have to see who is being able to get the most out of that medium tire.
I think that'll be good. I'm excited.
As Jannes van Dijk, by the way, he's still in P4 on his good old, as we say again, hard tires. 31 laps on those hards. They are dropping off now, so he's now into the 116. So I guess his stop, and he switched to probably soft tires, is not far away. But he's definitely going for one stopper.
He's paid off for him big time as well. Since I last said that he would go to last place if he pitted, he wouldn't. He would only go 7th or 8th maybe. Yeah,
you're right. And there's another one stopper. It's Mixa Mortiferum, who started on the mediums, of course, and really moved up on that tire. And he switched to the hard tire now. He's up to P7. He's not going to stop again. So it looks like Mixa Mortiferum is again up for a good result at the finish line. Might be a top 5 for him.
I like that strategy. I like that.
Ooh, David Halligan now, all over Jannes van Dijk. Jannes van Dijk struggling with that harsh, but that probably don't have any compound left. And yes, it's David Halligan who passes Jannes van Dijk. Jannes really needs to make his pit stop because the tires are completely gone. I can see the canvas already. So it's he doesn't want one of those tires to blow up there in this and this race. It's David Halligan. Good move. He's on medium tires. I guess David still needs to make his final stop, but he's in P4 now. That's really impressive stuff by him. As Maximilian Younger and Damien de Grasse again side by side. Yeah, the teammates. Kilgore's really silent now, the team boss. So yeah, it must be crazy for him. They were driving P4 and P5 in the earlier stages of this race, and now P8 and P9, but still close.
Can't get enough of each other, can they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maxi, of course, on the soft tires. It's going to be interesting if he can make those last to the end. But so far, they're really treating him well. As Damien de Grasse really had a bad lap time, and I'm not sure if he pitted. I guess he did.
Now Schilder has caught Magzai to the point now where...
Yeah, you're right. Schilder in the gearbox. Let's switch to that fight between those two.
So I think now if he maintains the 3/10, 4/10 gap out of the DRS straight on the next lap, they're going to be side by side into the hairpin.
You're right. Paul Maxar is struggling. He did a 1:14.4 as Schilder is doing a 1:14.0, 4/10 quicker. So this is, I guess it's a matter of time with 17 laps which is really long for Paul Maxar to defend. But yeah, if someone can do it, then the reigning champ can do it. But this is a lot of pressure to do with.
This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Who knows?
Ooh, nice one, Oscar. Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Let's see who wins. Jonas van Dijk, by the way, just keeps on going. He's into the 117s now. Those tires are really... Yeah, I'm not sure what's left of them.
You know what? He could be doing as well.
And there's Schilder. He's attacking. He's got the arrest. He's on the outside of Paul Maxar. But Paul Maxar, defending well, but going wide. And now it's a battle who's for grip towards the next corner. Side by side.
They both tried the cutback against each other. Did you see that? So they both.
Paul Maxar again going wide. Great move by Andreas Schilder. That was really cleverly done.
No way did he get past here. Wow. Yeah.
That was a great move. It's sort of a dummy. He forced Paul Maxar into taking that inside line, which makes it really difficult for Paul Maxar to stick it to the inside. And Andreas took it to the outside, moved to the inside, and took the position fairly easily from Paul Maxar. But it was textbook racing by Andreas Schilder. Well done.
Yeah. Incredible job. It's not easy to overtake Magza, and to do him so convincingly there, really impressive.
Taking the fastest lap of the race as well, in that lap in which he overtook Paul Maxar. Yeah, sheer domination. Paul Maxar though, he is back into the gearbox. He's not giving up. He's got DRS now on Andreas Schilder. So if he wants to get back into the fight, then he needs to make it.
It's on again. They're gonna dive into the hairpin again. 4/10 is enough. 5/10.
Maxar with DRS, but is he close enough? That's the question. Is he close enough? He is trying. He just can't make it, but that was so close. And well, now it's going to be interesting. Schilder is now giving it everything he got. He's got to get that gap to over a second and to make sure that Paul Maxar is out of that range.
Yeah, Maxar's got to push now, and he can do it. That's just another lock up from Schilder. He just needs to put a little bit more pressure on him.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget, Schilder already made that mistake in the first stint, so it's not over yet.
Exactly. As we see, I think Young is going to come up to Van Dijk's the unpittable car. No, we missed that. In that battle for P1, we missed the pit stop of Jonas van Dijk. Jonas van Dijk made a stop. Oh, so he pits. Okay, so
he did, and
Young gets past anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't switch to the softs surprisingly. Jonas van Dijk switched to the medium tires.
Interesting.
And now he got passed by Maximilian Junger, who's of course switched to the softer compound. So and it looks like Junger has the speed advantage right now, but it's also still 14 laps to go. So it's going to be interesting to see if Maximilian Junger can keep it up and keep those tires alive for the rest of the race, because Jonas van Dijk will probably have the better compound in the final laps.
Yeah, I think Damien de Grasse had an issue. I didn't notice that, but he's in the pits.
Yeah, looks like trouble for Damien de Grasse. That's a shame.
That's a shame because he was running strong.
Yeah, and he's got that huge, that intense race with the teammates and everyone else. So it's really a shame to see him probably retire from the race there. So that shame for Damien de Grasse.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see if.
Sorry for talking over here. Yeah, go ahead.
No worries, Oscar. It's funny to see David Halligan. David Halligan not having scored points so far this season. He's still up into P4 as Paul Maxar just improved the fastest lap of the race. Paul is not giving up. He's trying to win this race, but to come back to David Halligan, he's in P4 now. No points yet this season. Driving on that medium compound, and the question is, does he still have to make a pit stop?
Interesting stuff.
And as we are talking about in David Halligan losing it and coming out of the final corner, almost crashing into the pit wall, but not. He managed to hit the brakes in time, but losing a lot of time there.
That was my first experience of commentator's curse, because I was just about to give him a compliment, and then he does that.
Oh, shame. Yeah, but luckily he didn't spin or crash, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, okay. I'll still say it as well. Halligan, although he's not the fastest driver a lot of the time, on certain tracks I've noticed, only a few specific tracks, he is really, really good. So I think this is just one of them as well. So
yeah,
he's got the pace as well.
Yeah, being in P4, and he also is into the mid-14s in terms of pace, so he's got that raw pace. But the same goes for Andreas Schilder, of course, who just did a 1:13.6. But Paul Maxar improved the fast lap of the race with a 1:13.7. Andreas Schilder probably again cutting because he did a 1:6 in the previous lap, but it wasn't officially counted. So it's going to be interesting for the stewards after the race. But Paul Maxar with a fast lap of the race so far, and he's again in the DRS range. Paul Maxar not giving up, 12 laps to go.
I was doing everything he can, my guy. Really good. And we've got Van Dijk and Younger here, who there's no love lost between these two. Southwood's right behind them. Van Dijk will want to get past Younger, and Younger will not want to give Van Dijk anything. They've got a bit of history, these two, so
yeah, they do. They do, and Younger just can't have a spare moment where he can relax. He just has to be focused all the time.
This is why, now that I've seen his races, I understand why there's so many things that go wrong, because he's just around everyone so much.
Big battle for P5 as well, by the way. It's Douglas Falcon under threat by Mixer Mortiferum, who goes around the outside into the hairpin. Not making it, but Mortiferum gets the better traction out of the corner. It's really good to see those different lines being able to be taken. And now Mortiferum got the inside line, but not quite. He has to settle back for P6 so far. Ooh, we got an illegal DRS message on Paul Maxar. That's interesting.
He could have been trying to stay in that 1.0
yeah,
gap.
he's desperate to stay close to Andreas Schilder. Maybe a little bit too desperate. We'll see after the race.
I think I was going to say about the cuts as well. I think there's been some liberal use of turn 1 that I've seen. I don't think there's, but I don't know whether they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, we'll see after the race. The first corner is really difficult, of course, because it's really it's so easy to take it.
The thing is, if you don't cut it, you lose half a second. So
yeah,
you have to if anyone else is.
And on the other hand, the rules are the rules, of course. So everyone has to play by the rules, and if you don't, then you can expect trouble, of course. So that's the trade-off.
Saying that, Van Dijk and Younger just took it cleanly, but Van Dijk would be silly to dive here. Oof, that would have been so silly. But I mean,
Van Dijk still with DRS on Younger.
Still with DRS.
But he's under threat of Dave Southwood now. Dave Southwood flying past Jannes van Dijk. Did Jannes van Dijk suffer some damage? And Jannes van Dijk almost crashing into the gearbox of Dave Southwood. Dave Southwood moving up.
What happened there? It looked like Southwood just got like a mushroom on Super Mario or something. What, did Van Dijk slow or?
Well, they both got DRS, so maybe he's got a double slipstream on Jannes van Dijk. That was really,
I don't know what to make of that. I thought the game was glitching. He went so fast.
Yeah, but or maybe Jannes van Dijk just moved out or braked a little bit early, but let go of the throttle. But Dave Southwood really flying now. He just passed Van Dijk. He passed Christoph Beuze before, who's also still in that battle for P7. But now Dave Southwood is really close behind Maximilian Younger. Younger now struggling on that soft tires by the looks of things. He's losing lap time. He made that tricky decision. But no, it was a good choice to try to see if the soft are working. But with 10 laps to go, looks like it's going to be difficult for him to keep that position.
And what did he pitted on lap 30, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, it's quite a while ago.
He's got to do another 10 laps on those, so he's not going to have a nice last 10 laps here, because he's got 3 cars right behind him at the moment.
Yeah, there's news up front, by the way, because Andreas Schilder just retook the fastest lap of the race from Paul Maxar, and he's now 2.9 seconds in front of Paul Maxar. So looks like Paul Maxar now has finally, after his big battle, given up on the race victory, and I guess he settles for P2, which is of course a great result. His third P2 in a row. That's great for the championship, but you want to win, of course.
You want to win, and I think Paul wants to win as well. But he'd be pleased with that. Schilder's pace is just on another level at the moment, because Maxai top class, really top class. There's no faster driver on a set of courses. Schilder is driving a masterclass at the moment. It's a shame. Yeah. It's a massive shame we didn't have Irma's Reese at the front battle as well. Yeah. That would be really, really nice to see those 3 battling it out.
Yeah, we have to be fair about it. Urmas was faster than the two of them, so he was set to win this race. But yeah, to win it, you first need to finish it. I don't know who said it. I guess it was Nicky Lauda or someone else. But
Yeah, to finish first you have to finish. It was
exactly. Yeah, it's really it again shows how true that is. But you're right. Paul Maxar, he's really fast. But Andres Schilder is in he's in a different league now. Not quite, but he's faster. And if someone else is faster, then you can do two things. You can take too much risk and risk going off and losing a lot of points, or just be patient and do the wise thing and take the best position you can and the points for the championship. And that's exactly what Paul Maxar is doing at the moment.
Yeah. Problem for a driver like Magzar is both of those options are slower than just going faster than them. So it's demotivating often if you're in P2 and the guy ahead of you is just doing lap after lap that you just can't sustain. It's that psychological edge as well. It just because he was only 0.8 behind Schilder, and then Schilder probably just did 2 or 3 blinder laps, and Magzar overdriving a little bit to try and keep up, and he's lost it all of a sudden.
Yeah, and now the gap only increases. It's now 4 seconds, so I guess that's a battle for P1 done. Even though you never know what happens. What's funny though is that Plank Hughes he's in P3 now, and David Halligan still keeping up in P4. So I really wonder if those guys need to do a final stop. I don't think so actually. I think they're going to the end, which would be great results for both of them.
I think they're good as Southwood and Younger go side by side into the hairpin.
Ooh, you're right.
The inside.
Oh no!
Southwood does a cut back.
Younger spinning! Oh no!
Oh, and Younger spins, they touch on the exit. And Van Dijk is right behind Southwood now, so Van Dijk has a shot. And not only that, Bose is behind him.
Oh, what happened? Did you see what happened there?
Yeah, so on the exit, I think Southwood just clips the back of Max's car.
Yes, there was contact. Contact between Dave Southwood. Yeah, between Dave Southwood and Maximilian Younger, and it's the end of the race for Maximilian Younger.
It's huge.
Oh, that can only be a very disappointed Maximilian Younger in terms of this final result. On the other hand, he had the most intense race I can recall for a while. But it's so disappointing to have to leave his own race without any points.
I think 4 and 5 they were at the start as well. Octan.
Yeah, and both drivers out of the race now. That's his. The team boss will be very, very disappointed, and so will be the drivers. As Andreas Schilder just doesn't give up, and he's right into his flow now and into his zone. He improves fast lap of the race to a 1:13.6, as Paul Maxar is lapping mid-14. So Schilder just showing that this race win is his at the moment.
Van Dijk side by side again with Southwood. These three are battling. Bose on the inside here. He could. Oh no, he gives up. I thought he was going to take the inside there. So
Van Dijk and Bose, they touch wheels. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, Bose attacking Dave Southwood, and Van Dijk did see a gap, but there was no room. There was no room for Jannes Van Dijk, and he clipped the wheel of Bose and made a half spin himself.
Honestly, my opinion is he dived into a gap that was always going to disappear there. I don't know what.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Oscar. That I can understand why he did it, but Bose was fighting with Southwood, and there was just no room for Van Dijk to, and there was no time for Bose to react or anticipate on that move. So that accident was always going to happen that way.
Yeah, big shame, but it lets Southwood breathe a little bit because he's been having like 5 laps of pressure from 4 cars behind. But as we see, this is the only battle going on track at the moment. But Plank in P3, 20 seconds behind Magzar. Magzar's just dropped back from Schilder, and David Halligan looks pretty set for P4 as well. So
yeah, if they don't need to stop, then the first 6 guys really looked set like this. And there's Schilder now 5 seconds in front of Paul Maxar, Plank Hughes in P3, David Halligan P4, Mixa Mortiferum again. He's being so consistent. I'm really impressed to see him drive. I remember he was in trouble early on. He was the only one on the medium tires in the first stint, but still improved, and he's now in P5 with Douglas Falcon in P6.
Mediums are hard as well. A strategy no one else tried. He's an absolute maverick. Big respect.
Well, Jannes Van Dijk, of course, we have to remember him as well. He started on the hards and switched to the medium, so they are on roughly the same strategy.
Yeah.
But indeed, those two are the exceptions, and well, they both score good points by the looks of things. So So Mixa Mortiferum, indeed the best one-stopper at the moment.
Yeah, let's see here. These guys look really similar on pace, although Bosa's in the DRS zone now, so...
Bosa looks quicker. But I believe he also pitted later than Dave Southward, so Dave Southward is just hanging on and trying to keep that 7th place, which is really important for his championship, of course, because he is in P5 of the series. But Bosa looks faster, so Bosa has to be patient. He has to wait for that opportunity that will come and then attack.
Southwood going defensive there. I don't think he needs to, costing himself a bit of time. Although I think he's doing it because of the Van Dijk dive he's just seen a couple of laps ago. Anyway, we'll see. I think those will have him. But
yeah, it could be.
Going to give it up easily.
You could be right there, Oscar. But he was just trying to play it safe and make sure that Bosa wouldn't do a silly dive bomb there into the corner.
Yeah.
They are on identical lap times now, but Bosa seems to have the pace on him. But yeah. Getting by is one thing, but getting past is a different story. And Dave Southward is a good driver, and we mentioned it before. He's so consistent and hardly makes any mistakes. So yeah, you really needs to pass him on merit. And but he's got a chance now on the back straight. He's way faster, Christoph Bosa, but Southward makes a little bit. Oh no! I was just saying that Dave Southward hardly makes any mistakes. He almost loses it under pressure by Christoph Bosa, and Bosa takes the position. Dave Southward not giving up though. Dave Southward on the inside.
Van Dijk's
Great move. Oh no! Oh, that's a shame. Janus Van Dijk again crashing into Christoph Bosa. That was so unnecessary. I'm not happy to see that, because the fight was between Dave Southward, Christoph Bosa. It was a great clean fight. Dave Southward making a risky move into that tight left-hander. Bosa giving him room. And Janus Van Dijk braking too late and crashing into the rear of Christoph Bosa, spinning Christoph Bosa around and dropping Bosa back to P9. Yeah, that's unnecessary. That's a shame.
Yeah, huge shame. It's so frustrating to watch, let alone be Christoph in that position. So
yes, you're right. It's good news for Dave Southward, though, but because he got passed by Christoph Bosa into the hairpin, made a slight mistake. Bosa caught him, but he didn't give up. Retook the position in true Gilles Villeneuve style in the next corner, and he's back into P7. That's good to see for Dave Southward.
Nice. Yeah, top driver Dave. He's been sim racing probably longer than I've been alive, I reckon. So there's the reason.
Well, age doesn't make him slower by the looks of things.
Well, no, age clearly makes him quicker. He's one of the top drivers in Trout, and I think he's could be many of the racers' fathers. Hope he doesn't mind me saying that.
Yeah, but that's funny. It's really nice in Triathlon that you see we got a few really quick, young, talented drivers.
Yeah.
And we got some older guys who also sometimes really pretty good on the pace. But
yeah, I would say you're pretty quick, yeah. But don't do yourself.
Well, thank you. But it's funny to see the difference, because I'm almost 40 years old. And you see the difference between being young and fast and being old and being a little bit more experienced. It can really be, it's two different stories, and so it's not necessarily that speed always wins. Consistency is also really critical, and that comes with experience as well.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency, racecraft, and racecraft's only something you can only get by doing it.
Yeah, agreed.
Or, you can only get it through experience. So.
Except for Max Verstappen, though. Anyway, he started that when he was 2 years old, of course. So that's
born incredible. Anyway, Van Dijk is super close to Southwood here, so let's see what happens.
Yes, Van Dijk has passed Southwood. Yes,
gets past him, easily beats him on traction. Southwood losing the back of the car trying to keep up with him, but he might have a dive into the next corner. He goes up the inside.
Van Dijk. It's a really tight battle. It's great to see. We only got 1.5 lap to go now. It's Andreas Schiller into the lead. As we also keep an eye, of course, on the battle between Janus Van Dijk and Dave Southward. As it's Christoph Bosa who's got now the race leader. Andreas Schiller right behind him, so don't be mistaken. That's not a battle for victory between those teammates. Bosa with damage, of course. He's in P9 with Andreas Schiller now starting his final lap of the race. Lap 50.
This will be it for Southwood if he wants to try it on Van Dijk, but
Yeah, Andreas Schilder, by the way, improving the best lap of the race on lap 49. Yeah, so it's
The last lap
clearly
as well. That's a
the
flex.
best guy at the moment.
That is a flex, Andreas.
And he's not taking it easy. He's not. He's taking risks. And Andreas Schilder now he's got a DRS on his own teammate, by the way. But he doesn't need to. He's 8.6 seconds ahead of Maxire, and it's Dave Southward is trying to come back to Jans van Dijk, but that doesn't work. The question is, will Van Dijk keep this position? Because I'm sure that Christoph Beuze will file an incident report for that collision we saw earlier, and that might cost Van Dijk that 2 positions that he just won. But that's how racing goes. It's also part of racing. As Andreas Schilder now, he enters the Motodrome for the final, for the 50th and final time this race. He drove an excellent race. He made one mistake that unfortunately we missed, we didn't see, but that dropped him down the order. But he didn't give up. Made a good stop. Made an overcut on his second stop. Ended up behind Paul Maxire and passed him, and he wins the race as his second race in a row, and a well-deserved victory by Andreas Schilder.
Fantastic drive from him. Absolutely fantastic. It's a shame we were robbed of a fight between him and Reese, but I think Schilder did everything he possibly could today.
Yeah, agree there, Oscar. Yeah, that's indeed a shame.
Maxire as well.
Yeah, Paul Maxire finishing in second place. Yeah, what can you say? Impressive stuff. His second place of the season, and so consistent by Paul Maxire. And that's, yeah, he just couldn't keep Andreas Schilder behind. So he doesn't need to be ashamed of that. And it's Clank Hughes. It's really well deserved. It's great to see Clank finishing third and taking his first podium position, and he's happy. Yeah, Clank is happy with that third place. It's great to see. Yeah. So Clank finishing in third place as David Halligan now comes up in P4. But look at that! It's oh no! David Halligan almost losing that fourth place. His tires are completely gone, I guess. But he finishes fourth, right in front of his teammate Mixa Martiferum. So the Looney Tunes drivers in P4 and P5. Great result as Douglas Falcon finished in sixth, right in front of Janus van Dijk, who's got some great pace in the final part of that race. Falcon finishing sixth, Janus van Dijk finishing in seventh, Dave Southward in P8 after that last situation with Janus van Dijk and that close battle with Christoph Beuze, as Beuze takes the final position of the race in P9.
Yeah,
so what do you think of it, Oscar, of the race?
I thought, well, great race apart from a few sketchy incidents. I think Van Dijk's pace at the end clearly shows that he waited far too long on the hards. He should have pitted
Good
much
point.
earlier.
Yeah, because his mediums were the best of everyone else around him.
Yeah.
And he was losing so much time on that completely toasted hard tires in the end.
Yeah, aside from that, Maxi and Damien, super unfortunate for the Octane drivers. Both of them were up for a decent result today. A lot of action for both of them.
Yeah,
didn't see what happened to Damien. Didn't see what happened to Ermis either, and that was a huge deciding factor in the.
Yes. Yeah, the losers of the race clearly the Octane team, who was so strong early on, and of course Ermis Rees as well. And the winners, of course, the Looney Tunes drivers who made it up from far behind to P4 and P5 at the finish line. Consistency, pace, and of course Andreas Schilder and Paul Maxire, who gave us a great battle for the race victory.
Yeah. Agreed. Who's your driver of the day, Jap?
Yeah, clearly Andreas Schilder. Ermis Rees would have been the driver of the day if he would have stayed in a race and won a race, because his strategy looked really good. Yeah. But yeah, Andreas Schilder did not. Yeah, maybe he made one mistake, but he just came back stronger than ever, and he was the convincing winner. So I'll give him race driver of the day, but a great note as well for Clank Hughes and David Halligan. Well deserved P3 and P4 for them. Happy for them.
Definitely.
Okay, not a lot of drivers waiting for interviews at the moment. So.
I think I see Maxi.
Maxi's there. Let's try to.
That's better, actually. I prefer that.
Hello.
Maxi. Whoa, we looked at your race and it was so intense. All those laps, all those fights, drivers in front, drivers beside you, drivers behind you, being touched, and then that final incident with Dave Sauber. So unlucky. Yeah, tell us your story.
I mean, I was I had a fun race. I'll say that. Like, I qualified pretty well, better than I should have really. Like, I was out of position. I think everyone. I just got a really good lap in. So yeah, I didn't really have the pace on everyone. So about lap 6, I realized this. I was like, I'm just gonna have fun then. Try to defend and battle people and yeah, enjoy the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it ended with a crash into the wall. I had the steering damaged, so I couldn't really go to pits or yeah, finish the race.
Yeah, you were the only one driving on softs, I believe, at least in your pack in the final stint. Do you think you would have made it to the end on that set of softs?
There was only 8 laps left, and they felt fine still. I
Ah,
was faster than the behind. I just ran out of battery at that moment where I was battling with.
okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense. Yeah.
it was
How did,
fine. It could
yeah,
actually
okay,
go along.
great, great. Hey, and how did it feel to move up to P5 in that qualifying? It was the old Maxi we were seeing. We were really happy for you. How did it feel?
Well, pretty good considering I had 40 minutes practice before the race. I didn't put in many laps, so yeah, I think I shot from P11 to P5 in that lap because I just got one good lap in.
Yes, really impressive stuff. Unfortunately, your championship doesn't look too great at the moment because with all those bad luck. But we hope for better luck for you in the next races, Maxi.
Yeah, hopefully I finally finish a race because I haven't yet.
You took P10 in the first race, 1 point on the standings, but maybe.
Half a point because I didn't cross the line.
All right.
Maxi,
Well,
quickly, what happened to Damien? Because I don't think we saw it on stream.
He had a technical issue. His wheel, his force feedback forced the wheel to go right, and it sent him into the wall. It was very.
The worst.
what a shame because you guys were running 4th and 5th early on. With
Yeah,
tight battle. Looked so good.
we were not having team orders.
No, that was
I don't know
pretty
if you
clear.
guys saw that.
Kilgore was also with us, and he wasn't speaking. He was completely
Yeah,
nervous,
he was
biting his nails,
tapping his
and
foot. Yeah.
so that was good to see. Good to see that
But
you
no,
guys
we were having fun, and it's all in good fun. So.
Yeah, it's good to see that you were allowed to race within the team. Well, thank you, Maxi. See you next race.
See you next race.
Okay, let's see if we can take our next one into.
He's winner in.
Can you bring Andreas in? Yes, here he is, Andreas, our race winner. Andreas, it may look like an easy win, but you really had to fight for it in that final stint. Yeah, can you tell us what can you tell us about your race?
Yeah, thanks everyone. I really had to fight for it. Start wasn't that bad, but Urmos had a great start, a great launch. Then 1 second. Took me some time to get into the rhythm. Few laps before my first pit stop before I attended to go in. I spun at the last sector, so didn't make life very easy. Yeah, went on from there. And after the last pit stop, Paul and I were close, and I had a bit more pace on the medium. I think his laps were 2 laps old, mine were new. So yeah, he just overshot turn 10, I think, a little bit. Don't know if it was on the stream.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I overtook him, and then a few laps was close because yeah, you're just watching the mirror, and yeah, it makes you slower. But then yeah, when I pulled out, I had an easier time and just pulled away, and yeah, eased the risks a little bit.
Yeah, you were doing pretty quick lap times in the final laps of the race, so it clearly looked like you were having fun and driving confidently. Congrats on that race win. Can you tell us a bit more about that move on Paul Maxer into you were attacking him on the back straight. He was defending, going a little bit wide. What happened then?
Yeah, so when we approached turn 2 or 3, the right-hander before the straight, I think it was a little bit deep, and yeah, I was still quite a long way behind, but yeah, we probably both pressed the curse button like crazy. And then I did a late braking move, and he was on the inside, I was on the outside. And yeah, he just wanted to overshot me, so a little bit of a block pass. And then we have accelerated up towards corner 8, 9, 10. Then at 8, he just ever so slightly overshot it. And then I just, yeah, I had the place, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great move. You
It
you,
was
you were
tense,
staying
yeah.
you were staying on the right, and Paul just overshot a little bit, and you could take him on the inside line. So it was a classic overtaking move. Really well done. Your second victory in the season so far. So you're increasing your championship lead over Paul Maxar. So what do you think in terms of your championship chances? Looking confident?
Yeah, as long as we keep winning, it should be good. But yeah, you never know. I mean, it depends on Paul, Urmas, Clank, Nixa. They're
Yeah,
all
good point. Yeah,
very, very talented.
Clank also took his second podium of the finish, just like you. What do you think of Urmas? Urmas unfortunately retired from the race. Do you think you could have challenged him for the race victory today?
Yeah, at the first, I mean, based on practice, I was confident that I would be able to fight for the win. But then after the start, I just couldn't get into the rhythm. I was much slower than I used to be in practice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so hard to say, but I was, yeah, some laps I was getting closer. Some laps I made a mistake and he was pulling away. But I think, yeah, we kind of had like the same pace, so would have been hard to overtake on track, but probably on strategy, maybe could have happened. Yeah.
Well, anyway, congrats on your race victory. It was impressive to see. Well done.
Yeah, wicked drive, Andreas. Well done.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you next race.
Bye.
So we got Christoph Beuze still waiting for an interview. Let's see what he can tell about his race. Hello, Christoph. Well, we watched that dramatic ending of your race. It was that looked really a shame because you had this great battle with Dave Southward and then that collision with Janus van Dijk. What can you tell us about your race?
Well, I thought it was over after lap 12 or so when we were in a big train behind Maxi and I tried to overtake him and we were like, I don't know, 3 wide into the fast right hander into the stadium and someone rear-ended me and I spun and I thought that was it, but no. I kept going and the catch at the end, yeah. The incident with Janus, I have to look into it. A bit disappointed that it could have been more, but on the other hand, my pace was good, so I'm at least happy about that. And still at least 2 points or what it is. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a good way to look at that, and you were indeed flying in that final part of the race because you were really closing in on Dave Southward, and you guys really had a great battle.
Yeah. Also, I know Dave is a really fast driver. I don't know if he had severely more worn tires, but I was happy to catch him.
Yeah, I think his tires were a little bit older than yours, but still, the pace was excellent. So yeah, unfortunate what happened, but well, we hope for better luck in the next races.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Anyway, congrats on the race victory by Andreas. So that's for the team an excellent result, and also your points as well. So well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so that's about it. Oscar, what are your final words on the race?
Andreas overpowered. Urmus unlucky as always. But they say you make your own luck. So Urmus better start making some better luck if he wants to challenge Andreas. Yeah, good race.
Good point. Yeah, and so coming back to your point, so the unstoppable force, I guess, took this race.
I think the immovable object just got picked up and moved over to the side of the other side of the track. I think the unstoppable force won that, but let's see round.
At least this round. So this is the third round. The unstoppable force won it, but the season is far from over. There are still 9 races to go, and there's everything to play for. So we'll be looking how that goes into the next race, which will be in Great Britain in 2 weeks from now. So for now, Oscar, thank you for joining me tonight.
Been a pleasure, Yap. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I had fun as well, and we hope to see you all in 2 weeks' time for the next race of the Formula Trout League Hybrid Series Master Split. See you then.
See you later, guys.